today I want to talk about superstition and magical thinking. Well, superstition and magical thinking are going to hurt your child over the long run. Make it a point to disabuse your children of superstition and magical thinking. There is no place for either. Unfortunately, these negative forces are pounded into our brains by the media. Both promote a sense of helplessness within the individual. Both tell us that we are not in control of our destiny. Both state that we need some external entity to guide us to the promised land. Both command that we cannot save ourselves. Now, here's some information on superstition and how it affects children. Put it up on the screen for you there. It's from our old friend Google AI. While there isn't a definitive, universally agreed upon percentage, research suggests that a significant portion of children exhibit superstitious tendencies, with some studies indicating that around 88 to 89% of preschool-aged children show signs of superstitious behavior. This doesn't necessarily mean they are fully aware of or believe in these superstitions, but rather that they demonstrate patterns of behavior associated with them. And of course, this can continue on in life. Now, you see the messages of superstition and magical thinking everywhere in Hollywood today. The Walt Disney Company has long sold magical thinking. Prince Charming will come along and rescue Cinderella from an ordinary life, or Prince Florian will awaken Snow White with a kiss and break the spell of the poisoned apple, or Ariel in The Little Mermaid will be instantly transformed into a human being so that she can be with Prince Eric at the end of the tale. And then there are those movies in which good omens and bad omens are regularly portrayed. Movies like The Deer Hunter, where a drop of wine is spilled onto a white shirt during the wedding toast. Of course, it comes off as innocent entertainment, no doubt about that, but innocent entertainment, when watched over and over in abundance, programs the child's mind and the adult's mind to be less reliant on oneself than on external events beyond one's control. People begin to wish and hope rather than bet on themselves. Now, I know the kids love Disney, but the reality is that Disney may not love them back. There's a certain limit to the fantasy world that children should be permitted to live in. It's not a good idea for children to wish and hope for their ship to come in. Kids must be taught to go out there and pull that ship into shore. Now, superstition is part of magical thinking. It manifests itself when we feel as if a particular arrangement of objects, the wearing of a specific piece of clothing, the possession of a particular object, or a certain set of actions will bring good luck. It also comes about when we feel as if a certain person or article is a jinx, which will bring us bad luck and bad fortune. Now, I told you a story in another video when I, as a young man, kicked my mother out of our recreation room because I thought she was a jinx to my beloved Flyers. Now, this is common enough in sports, all too common. We see it displayed in the movie A Bronx Tale, in which Sonny makes Frankie coffee cake wait in the bathroom stall instead of participating in the dice game because Sonny thought Frankie coffee cake was a jinx. The problem with superstition is that it grows, and it affects people of all walks of life. Even professional baseball players who you would think, after playing all those years of baseball, would have more confidence in themselves than a particular shirt, bat, or glove. Now look at how many times a pitcher with a no-hitter going has to sit by himself in the dugout. He's like a team outcast until he gives up a hit. Nobody will talk to him lest they jinx him. Yet they were talking to him just fine in the first 3 innings of the game when nobody was thinking of a no-hitter. So where's the science in this? It's crazy. And there can be downsides to this. Now, I was flawed as a young man. I had fallen into a bad way, not intentionally though. I had succumbed to believing that I could affect outward events in my life by arranging things a certain way in my house. It started off innocently. My father had died when I was 13. I was a kid. I suppose Subconsciously, maybe I felt I was responsible for that, and I was afraid my mother would die too and leave me alone. So I got into thinking that if I arranged things a certain way in the house, or if I touched things a certain amount of times, that I could prevent her from dying. Now, I still have this condition to a certain degree, but I've largely conquered it. But it can still resurface from time to time. When I had it bad, it would often take me like 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to get out of the house in the morning. I finally conquered it just by saying to myself, the hell with it. Let whatever's going to happen happen. I'll deal with it. Now, listen to what Google AI has to say. I'll put this on the screen for you. I'll read these. While superstitions are common beliefs and practices, they can, in some cases, contribute to or be a manifestation of obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. Specifically, magical thinking OCD is a subtype where individuals have excessive superstitious beliefs and rituals that cause significant distress and impairment in daily life. Here's a more detailed explanation, and I'm going to read this to you. Superstitions and OCD. Superstitions are cultural beliefs that often involve rituals or behaviors aimed at influencing outcomes or controlling uncertain situations, according to the Center for OCD and Anxiety. While most people can experience superstitions without significant impact, for some, these beliefs can become intrusive and lead to compulsive behaviors associated with OCD. It kind of sounds to me like what I had. This subtype of OCD involves excessive superstitious beliefs and rituals that are used to prevent or undo perceived negative consequences. Examples include fearing specific numbers, avoiding certain actions, or feeling the need to perform rituals to ward off bad luck. Distinguishing superstition from OCD. The key difference is the level of distress and impairment. Superstitions, even if practiced regularly, don't typically cause significant distress or interfere with daily life, whereas OCD rituals and thoughts are intrusive, time-consuming, and significantly impair a person's ability to function. Well, in summary, get your child to live in the real world, not the world of fantasy and superstition. You'll be doing them a big, big favor. Thank you.